Sup, freaks? Paul Daniel here, your awkward software engineer, and this is NeonFreak Byte. This is where we tackle the topics that shake your reality, like perfect solar eclipses, the moon ringing like a bell, alleged alien megastructures, and if my phone's predictive text is secretly judging my life choices. You know, stuff less discerning members of society ignore. We don't just ask what if, but what is, and what's next. Today, that big beautiful rock hanging in our sky, the moon. We take it for granted. But what if Earth's moon isn't natural at all? What if it's engineered? The evidence might shake your reality. You're in the right place if that intrigues you, so if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe. All right, let's get weird and bite this. Look up tonight. If it's clear, you see the moon. Familiar, right? Poets write about it. Lovers swoon under it. Werewolves supposedly howl at it. We landed on it decades ago. It feels known. But have you ever really stopped to think how utterly bizarre it is? Particularly its relationship with the sun? Here's the mind blower. The point that proponents of the artificial moon theory say should stop everyone in their tracks. From our viewpoint here on Earth, the moon and the sun appear to be almost exactly the same size in the sky. The sun is in reality about 400 times larger in diameter than the moon, but it's also, coincidentally, almost exactly 400 times farther away. This precise uncanny ratio allows for perfect total solar eclipses, where the moon's disk slides exquisitely over the sun's, like a perfectly machined lens cap, revealing the sun's corona. Seriously pause and absorb the sheer improbability of that. Think of all the variables in solar system formation: planetary sizes, moon accretion, orbital distances evolving over billions of years. For a moon to end up exactly the right size and exactly the right distance to perfectly eclipse its star as seen from the one planet in the system known to harbor intelligent observers, that's a coincidence of such cosmic proportions that proponents argue it's basically impossible. No other moon and planet in our solar system share this perfect relationship. Why Earth? Why now, when we're here to see it? And add this layer, this perfect celestial alignment happens around the only planet we know of that has intelligent life capable of building telescopes, calculating orbits, and freaking out about how impossible it all seems. The universe puts on this perfect show, and we just happen to be in the front row seats? For many, this isn't just a coincidence. It smells like deliberate arrangement. Design. The strangeness continues with the moon's orbit. It's remarkably close to a perfect circle, unlike most natural satellites, which tend to have a more elliptical path. And yes, it's tidally locked, always showing us the same face. While science explains tidal locking as a common gravitational outcome over long periods, artificial moon theorists point to the combination of the near-perfect circular orbit, the precise tidal lock, and the perfect eclipse ratio as a suite of characteristics that, taken together, seem suspiciously fine-tuned. Stabilized, perhaps. Let's dig deeper, literally. What's the moon made of? And what's inside? Its overall density is way lower than Earth's, about 60% of Earth's density, roughly 3.3 grams per cubic centimeter. This discrepancy is one of the core arguments fueling the idea that the moon might not be solid rock at all. Could it be substantially hollow? Or contain massive internal caverns or structures beneath a rocky crust? This hollow moon idea gained traction thanks to seismic experiments conducted during the Apollo missions, when they intentionally crashed the lunar module's ascent stages and the seismometers left behind recorded the results. And the results were weird. Reports famously described the moon ringing like a bell or a gong, with vibrations reverberating for incredibly long times, sometimes hours. A solid body isn't expected to resonate that way. I mean, think about hitting a solid rock versus a large metal tank. Mainstream seismology explains this prolonged ringing through the moon's extremely dry, fractured upper layers, allowing seismic waves to travel and bounce more freely than on water-rich Earth. But for proponents of the artificial moon theory, this ringing is exactly what you might expect from a massive, potentially hollow, perhaps metallic, constructed sphere. Some even point to unverified accounts or interpretations suggesting metallic echoes within the seismic data. And then there's the chemistry. While lunar rocks share some similarities with Earth's mantle, a key point for the giant impact theory, there are also striking anomalies cited by theorists. There are unusually high concentrations of refractory metals like titanium, metals requiring immense heat to process, far more than typically expected. Some sources claim analysis of Apollo samples revealed particles of processed metals, like brass, mica, and even isotopes like uranium-236 and neptunium-237, which aren't considered naturally occurring. While mainstream science often attributes these to contamination or specific geological processes, theorists ask, could these be remnants of advanced metallurgy? Components of a manufactured structure? The moon's surface also seems unusually effective at resisting corrosion. Another point sometimes raised as odd. And what about mathematics? Beyond the eclipse. Books like Who Built the Moon delve into intricate geometric and mathematical relationships between the Earth, Moon, and Sun. Ratios involving their sizes, rotations, and orbital periods, sometimes connecting them to ancient units of measurement or sacred geometry. They argue that these relationships are too numerous and too precise to be accidental, hinting at an underlying mathematical design encoded into the celestial mechanics of our local system. Okay, anomalies noted. How does the standard scientific explanation, the giant impact hypothesis, stack up against these points, according to its critics? Well, remember, this theory posits a Mars-sized body hitting Earth early, creating a debris disk that formed the moon. Proponents of the artificial theory argue this model, while popular, is anemic, one of my favorite words, in explaining certain key features. For instance, achieving the moon's current specific orbital inclination relative to Earth's equator is difficult in many impact simulations. Explaining the identical oxygen isotope ratios between Earth and Moon, suggesting they formed from the same material reservoir, can be tricky if most of the moon came from the impacting body, which should have had a different isotopic signature. While refinements to the giant impact model are constantly being made, like suggesting a more energetic impact or different composition for the impacting body, artificial moon theorists argue these are ad hoc fixes to prop up a flawed theory, and that the anomalies point towards a radically different origin. So, if you entertain the possibility that the standard model is insufficient, and you consider the pileup of alleged anomalies, the perfect eclipse visible only to us, the precise orbit, the low density, the prolonged ringing, the metallic composition issues, the mathematical coincidences, The alternative explanation starts to whisper, however outlandish it sounds. The moon was built. It's an artifact. A colossal piece of engineering hanging over our heads. And if that's true, who and why? The energy and technology required are staggering. Was it a lost, hyper-advanced human civilization from deep antiquity, whose greatest achievement orbits us nightly while all other traces vanished? Think Lemuria or Atlantis, but with astrophysics. Or the usual suspects, extraterrestrials. Did an alien race build the moon or tow it here? Why? As a colossal watchdog? An observation post monitoring life on Earth? Like a giant security camera in the sky? Maybe a stabilizer. Some argue the moon's gravitational pull is essential for stabilizing Earth's axial tilt, providing the climatic stability needed for complex life. Was Earth deliberately engineered as a habitable zone, with the moon installed as a crucial component? A cosmic terrarium? Could it be something even weirder? A message, a monument, a dormant spaceship parked eons ago, a relic from time travelers. The sheer scale allows for almost any speculation. The why is impossible to grasp from our perspective. Control, preservation, art, a warning sign. If the moon is artificial, its purpose is likely as alien as its builders. And the core implication that our understanding of our own solar system's history, and perhaps our own origins, is fundamentally wrong, is profoundly unsettling all by itself. We talk about alleged structures seen in grainy photos from lunar orbiters, or even astronaut reports. Geometric shapes, towers, shards, usually dismissed as shadows or natural formations. But if the moon is artificial, maybe these aren't tricks of the light. Maybe they're exactly what they look like. Ruins or components of a constructed world. Consider transient lunar phenomena, TLPs. These are short-lived flashes, glows, or hazy patches observed on the lunar surface, reported by astronomers for centuries, even recently. While often attributed to outgassing or meteorite impacts, could some TLPs be signs of activity, energy releases, technological processes from something non-natural? It adds another layer of mystery to the seemingly dead rock. Imagine using future ground-penetrating radar or advanced seismic imaging on the moon. What if we found regular geometric voids deep inside, grid-like structures, layers of artificial materials beneath the regolith? Could we finally prove it one way or another? What would that revelation do to human society overnight? So yeah, our familiar moon, maybe not so familiar after all. Natural satellite born of cosmic violence, or colossal artifact hiding secrets? It's pretty freaky. What's your gut feeling? Natural satellite or the biggest conspiracy hiding in plain sight? Tell me in the comments. I promise I'll respond to as many of you as I can. Want more neon? More of me? Please hit like and subscribe to the channel. I need you. Yes, you. Come join me in the freak show. Next time, we're taking a bite out of nanobots. Yeah. So brace yourself. Stay curious and always remember, you're a fucking freak. And in my mind, that's the best thing to be.